Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well today. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. I'm looking at the originally missing persons case of Maria, but now unfortunately found deceased. And she was found deceased July the 8th. Current updates, no new information. I'm sure there's activity happening in the background, of course. So, in Maria's case, she goes missing on June the 29th, 2024. Context: there's been history of runaways, history of issues. According to police reports, mother comes home, or Maria goes home on this day. But when the mother arrives there, then she's not there on the June 29. And then she's discovered, unfortunately, on July the 8th, deceased, unfortunately. So, if we go into the day, now, if we just have to look at are there any anomalies first, and we see all of these eights there's too many eights. And when you have too many of the same numbers, causes problems. And we have it here as well, actually. This looks all neat and tidy, but it's not really. There's too many eights. And unfortunately, there was, or as far as allegedly, there was some mental health issues. But that's not an excuse to murder someone. If someone has mental health issues, there are ways to deal with it medically and not violently, like an 18-9. See this 18-9 here? The issue for me about this case, and I'm just looking to confirm my hunch. So, if she goes missing during the day, beg your pardon. She goes missing during the day and the outcome is this. So effectively she goes missing there. The issue for me is, if we're now looking from a reflective point of view, this zone here, and not actual. In actual, there's a woman outburst, which is problematic for me. Of course, let me explain the difference. So, the day you go home and your daughter's returned home, she goes missing again, okay? It is natural for a mother to have an outburst, of course. But the outburst number you want to see is the number 20, 2-0, with an outcome 2. 2-0. Let me write it here. 2-0 is a mother number. We're dealing with a domestic home issue, right? 22 is the number for mother and emotional outburst. Okay. There's various other meanings as well, but in this context, I'm going to just keep it to that for now. 20 with an outcome 2 is a mother having an outburst. So she has an outburst because her daughter's gone missing, right? But in this case, yes, we have a woman outburst. This is like release, explosion. This is not the right. So in other words, if you want to look at it from a suspect gets interviewed on TV, and their behavior is completely inappropriate for the crime. So this is what I'm saying. This outburst is inappropriate for the crime. And this is a dominant woman number. My concern for me is immediately after the event day, June 29, we have a murder here. There's reflections here, there's evidence of a murder. So on the one hand, we can say, well, she ran away that evening and got caught up in something, right? That is plausible. The problem here is we have familiarity numbers around here. In other words, family, friends. I will include colleagues if you see your colleague every day and talk to that person, even on an intimate level, about your personal life versus your work life. It has to be that deep a type of relationship. Because what do we have evidence here? 24/6 is the family. And of course, the family are in distress. There's arguments here. Here's a big temperature number. Big arguments. And we know there was history with Maria. But I'm going to repeat and say, getting rid of the problem is not helping solve the problem. So with all these eights around, it does speak to mental health situation, yes. It's ongoing, 16/7. But I believe the course of action that followed was inappropriate. In my opinion. And it's close quarters. So we'll need other evidence, right? So 34/7 is another close contact family murder number. Here we have the reverse of it here. We have detrimental numbers immediately the next day. Detrimental numbers. And here, I've just spotted this now actually. The 26/8, this is bullshit what we know about the story. She would have been murdered, killed, dare I say, at home. And then dumped. My opinion. So if we look at, and let's get confirmation. So she's discovered on July the 8th. So now we have our 72 window where we can garner information about the crime. Continue June, if you aren't aware, because it will give me an energy flow. What transpired, because the crime happened right at the end of the month. So I just continued the purple patches here. Just so we can get an energy read. And when I initially actually I wasn't going to do an energy flow read because she was discovered late, well, let's call it late, July 8th, gives me enough run in to see what transpired, right? But when I did a mental check, I saw this 36/9. So the next day would ultimately be a 37/10/1, and there's the clincher one number for me. So in the domestic realm, home realm, parents and children, 7 is the parent. 7 is the parent. And there's decisions being made here. With an outcome, 8, whether we'll get into whether it was premeditated or heat of the moment. Either way, we've got an 18/9, which is murder. There's an 18-9 year as well, murder. The parents has to be tested in a court of law. Here's a 31-4, breakup of family in a violent way, actually. 31-4 is a horrible way. I still call a bit of bullshit on the story here in terms of timeline. But be that as it may, the discovery is confirmed for real, right? So on the discovery day, we also see an outer balance of 8 here, which reflects the supposed day she was last seen. Or let's say the last seen, let me not deter the current narrative. But in the day she's discovered, we see these out of balance 8s here, too many 8s, violent. 14-5 obviously speaks to foul play. Now, here's a premeditation number, the day before, 22-4. Plan of a death. And unfortunately, we have 24-6 here. 15-6. It's amazing how numerology reflects this. So family situation the day before. So if we look at, here we go. So 24-6 is now in the zone, reflection zone, discovery zone, reflected the day before of the incident. There's no coincidences here. And here again, the day before, we have a 7-7 conflict here. Are the parents bumping heads here? That's alarming. That's actually very alarming. So I'm saying, and of course I haven't read autopsy reports or any of that kind of information, but I believe Maria would have already met her demise by the next day. And this is what also confirms for me that it's close quarters, that it's so close to the situation. It's too close to home, in other words. And the sense that I kept on getting about this case is mental health can be looked at, helped, resolved, but not through illicit, illegal, murderous means. It's still considered murder and not a mercy killing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's unfortunately what I have. And this poor girl, 16, it doesn't matter if you're going through difficulties. Let's get the right help or the right solution for the help. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comments and opinions. Please hit that notification bell so we can get notifications when new episodes go out. It's going to be a busy season, I'm feeling. Stay safe, stay alert. See you in the next one. Bye for now.